Dr. Disrespect. So this is the fourth in our series of controversial cancellation things that have happened on YouTube very recently. And this one's a little bit more complicated than any of the other ones we talked about today, I think with Gary and Geeks and Gamers, it was a very clear-cut case where good guys and bad guys were very clear. Tenet Media, a little bit of election shenanigans, all that stuff. And Amaranth, versus YouTube. It's like she seems like, she just got hit by evil corporate entity. But with this one's really, really kind of like weird. Because basically, if you guys remember, it was almost 4 years ago around this time that Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch. And it was one of those things where all the fans of the doc were like, what happened? And Dr. Disrespect wasn't talking, Twitch wasn't talking, nobody knew. And there was a lot of speculation that nobody would ever know because they went to court, settled it in court, and moved on their merry ways. Dr. Disrespect remained banned at Twitch, but he moved over to YouTube, and nobody ever talked about it. But there were a lot of accusations flying around, but again, nobody ever talked about it until recently. In which case, new allegations from former Twitch employees came out that basically Dr. Disrespect had been engaged in inappropriate behavior with minors. And then Dr. Disrespect did something very odd where he basically came out and said, yes, this is true. I did have an inappropriate interaction with a minor. And then he went and edited that part out. And leading up to his return to streaming once more, because he took some time off once like that whole firestorm hit, he basically said that he had been playing 4D chess and that post was meant to pull out bad actors and medium members and stuff like that to basically put egg on their face.
You gotta do it the way you did. Listen, champs. It was all bait. It was bait.
Yeah, it was all bait. It was all
right,
bait.
champs. It was bait. What?
So essentially, like Dr. Disrespect walked back a little bit of this stuff. He basically said that the quote unquote minor in question was of legal age in their area. We don't know if that was overseas or if that was here locally or like whatever. Age of consent can vary from 16 to 18, depending on what state you're in. And
right.
Overseas, it can be as young as 15. Like, just don't know. But everyone's asking him for receipts. They're like, hey, can you post the messages? Can we see what this inappropriate action was? And Dr. Disrespect's like, what is this, second grade? I'm not going to post, these messages. And so a lot of people are like, well, that must mean that he's guilty because he's withholding evidence. But he made a very impassionate case for himself when he came back on the stream. He basically laid it all out. It's like, these are former disgruntled Twitch employees. They all hated me. They wanted to take me down, and this is how they decided to do it. But at the same time, a lot of the people that Doc was quote unquote friends with and streamed with a lot, like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, Dr. Lupo, all these guys, they're like, hey, he admitted this. Therefore, we don't want anything to do with him anymore. But it's created this weird situation where Doc's fans are supporting him because they believe the Doc. But then, like, you have these other people who are like, we don't even want to take the chance that this guy who did something inappropriate with a quote unquote minor could be, a bad actor. And so, like, they just want to distance themselves from him. So I'd like to get the panel's take on this. We'll start with our guest, Reaper. What's your take on the whole Dr. Disrespect kerfluffle? Do you think that he's guilty? Do you think he's innocent? Like, what's your take on it?
Oh, he's a pedo. He's definitely. So for when someone says to you, "Did you message a minor?" If your immediate answer isn't no, well, the age of consent differs from state to state. I go, no, that's a pedo response. That is what pedophiles say. The fact he won't show you the text shows that he clearly knows that people will look at it and go, that's clearly you grooming this child or young adult, whatever you want to call it. What it really is basically he's realized he's got to go the Vosh route because Vosh got caught with horse porn. And now he just plays off going, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. And that's the same thing what he's doing. It's all a battle of optics. His friends, because he's Dr. Disrespect and he's so huge, he can kind of survive the loss of subscribers and pedo allegations because he's so popular. But he is a pedo.
Well, very succinct and to the point there, Reaper. We know where you stand. But what's funny is that there have been rumors circulating that the quote unquote minor, the 17-year-old, supposedly was a Twitch employee disguised as that in the messaging. And that's one of the reasons why it was dismissed in terms of like the allegations, because when this case went to court and the government bodies investigated it, it could be that there was some shenanigans going on there. However, if Doc actually thought that, didn't know that it was like a Twitch employee, that's all.
Well, it wouldn't be a joke, because that's the thing. If you're lying and posing as a child, that means the other guy thinks you're a child. Otherwise, it's not posing. It's just
you're using the word child, though, man. Like, imagine if you get a message from what appears to be a full-grown woman, and she's like, and in the process of that conversation, she goes, "Oh, I'm 17." Like, yeah, he maybe is a dirtbag, but calling him a pedo is not the right term, because he's not like a guy. He's not like the chat message. It shows some like little baby with a fucking pacifier in her mouth. No, it's some chick with some internet thought with headphones on and a pouty face. What I'm saying is, like, if you get a message on Whisper from what appears to be a full-grown woman on Twitch Whisper, and then in the process of that conversation, what's that?
Did she appear full-grown? I
don't know, but I'm assuming that your avatar. Well, first off, you can't be on Twitch Whisper unless you are full-grown, whether you're lying about it or not. So you can't be there if you're fucking 15, right?
I don't know.
You can't be a part of that system. So yeah, I mean, I guess you can lie about it, but like if your avatar looks like some internet thought with the pouty face and the cosplay, I think the dirtbag. I mean, look, I think Dr. Disrespect is a dirtbag, but I don't know if he was trying to be a pedophile. So like calling him straight up pedos.
Well, if you just release the messages, we could all easily find out.
It's true, right? You're completely right. I also don't really give a shit because I'm not a fan.
I know, but
I'm just saying, calling him a pedo like straight up like that is like.
I think so. I think he knows what he says, and I think he knows that
I think he's a horny dirtbag that got in a conversation with someone that was 17.
Yeah,
and
but
now we're here.
On Twitch Whisper. He's cheated on his wife tons of times.
Hmm. He's a dirtbag, but I don't think he's a pedo.
Yeah, he's a dirtbag. I think so. I think if you actually see the substance, the reason why he won't release it because he's cheated on his wife before. We all know he has. Yeah. So just simply putting out stuff going, yeah, I cheated on her for the 17th time. That would clear his name. There's too much to be gained by not showing someone if you're innocent.
He's a massive dirtbag. He should just show the chats.
Nope. But that's the thing. If he hadn't cheated
and show what the avatar looks like, I'm like, I can see like this 50-year-old pervert getting baited by some internet thought, especially if it was a Twitch employee,
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that if I would go, maybe he doesn't want to reveal it because he's trying to save his marriage, but he's already cheated on it like how many times?
I mean, so that's another reason not to show it because like if she's stuck around with him this whole time. Like maybe he doesn't want to add more.
But is she going to stick around with you if she thinks you're a pedo?
Right. Yeah, he honestly should just show it. Just show the chat.
That's the thing.
I mean, what's the worst? It's like him like talking dirty to an internet. Just show the chat.
We all know. Yeah, we all know he's cheated. She knows he's cheated.
Right.
She knows everything. So to his mind, he's went. The cost of releasing this is worse than coming out as cheater.
It will give us another 3 weeks of talking about it too.
That's the thing as well, and it'd go away. Oh, he was trying to shag some girl that wasn't his wife. Big deal. We all know it. But why wouldn't you reveal it?
He should. Maybe he's not legally allowed to, and he's not. Maybe he's not allowed to, because then they have some weird Twitch gag order, which they couldn't talk about until they brought it up first.
Well, yeah, but it's been brought up now.
Yeah, I mean, I would just release the chats.
You're completely right on that. Unless it's incriminating, and to him, he can still lie to his family.
Imagine if he's like, "Oh, you're 17. Let's pretend like you're 13." It's even worse.
I want to get Odin's take on this. Odin, do you think Dr. Disrespect is in the wrong here?
I mean, he's in the wrong no matter which way it goes with this. I mean, and that's the thing is like evil is being done here. It really comes down to how grave is the evil that has been done. And so that's why it's like, if this is his way of saying, oh, it's not as bad as it could have been, it's like, yeah, it's still bad and you're still a scumbag. And I think that people should just, I think that people should speak with their views and with their money, be like, yeah, let's not support a scumbag. Right. I think that's really what it comes.
You can't support him with your money though, because like he's streaming demonetized.
No. What I mean though is that still, if you're giving him even views or attention, there is like monetary value to that to a certain extent. Because I don't know if he's got any other means of income, for instance, or if there's any other ways of donating. But just also the reach alone that he has from this doesn't mean that he doesn't have the ability to get ad revenue from something else. I don't know how active he's on X.
He can always come back,
but yeah.
He's gonna start doing like Raid Shadow Legends ads pretty soon.
Mr. Butters. So just I think either this morning or yesterday, Dr. Disrespect entered this game called Deadlock, using the character of a young girl with bare feet. And immediately, once everyone found out that he was in the game, his team left, and then the opposing team left because they refused to play with him. What's your take on this? Do you think that the doc is being unfairly, persecuted?
Well, I think the doc is going to need to just go disappear for a while and come back as a completely new character, probably behind some kind of VTuber mask.
You picked the wrong avatar.
Start over from scratch.
You picked the 14-year-old girl. What are you doing, bro? Pick the robot or something, man.
Yeah, don't do that, man. That's not cool.
That's someone who thinks they have way too much power and influence and that they feel like they're untouchable.
I feel so weird about this whole thing because I was a huge fan of Dr. Disrespect. I loved his grift. I loved his character. I liked his production. I liked his attitude. I liked how he just did things. It was a next level pro video game streamer, and I respected the shit out of it. But then all this stuff kind of comes along, and you're like, man, why do you gotta put us all out there in that kind of situation?
Heroes to villains.
Yeah, dude. It's just like I never considered him a hero. I just really appreciated his grift, for lack of a better word. He worked fucking hard. His production value. Grift. Nobody touches the guy. He's always in character, and I just had a really deep appreciation for everything that he did and put into his work and his channel. And for him to throw it all out the window by talking nasty to some little 17-year-old chick, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why somebody would do that? It's like Brian said. I guess in real life he's a scumbag.
Yeah, he's absolutely a scumbag.
The Dr. Disrespect character is probably not too far away from his real life.
He's actually that character.
Actually, Guy Beam is actually Dr. Disrespect. But to me, it's all I can feel through this whole thing is just disappointment. That's my thing, because I can't really support him, but I want to. Does that make any sense? But I can't. I can't sit there and watch a stream anymore and feel good about it. I can't.
Well,
so I'm not going to. So
real quick, Tom, do you have anything to say about the Dr. Disrespect situation?
I mean, look, I don't know the guy. Don't watch his shit. Don't condone what's happening. Like Reaper said, all you got to do is release the evidence one way or the other to prove your innocence. But at the same time, I mean, this whole thing is just one of those things that I would never find myself in the situation of. So I have no idea how to respond to it. So
I never get baited.
I play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's the best thing I can say.
I sit here and play video games with a 50-pound helmet on my head and sunglasses, and I got a freaking vest back here behind me because I like how these guys develop characters when they play their games, and Dr. Disrespect is an influence on that.